Attention, this is a matter of national security. After a meteorite crashed into the New Jersey Turnpike, the following digital audio transmission from the You Watch I Listen podcast was intercepted by NASA scientists in the year 2019. The You Watch I Listen podcast is about to start. Sit down, listen close, and try not to die. The You Watch I Listen podcast starts now.
We're heading into week 8 of the NFL. If you can believe it, this the season is going to be almost half over after this week. Almost every team will play half the games on their schedule.
That's what halfway means.
Well, there's 17 weeks in the season, and some teams haven't had their bye week. Some teams have had their bye week, so they haven't played 8 games yet.
Is that what it means?
Yes, that is what it means. Your bye. So
shut the fuck up. You're an incel.
After last week, I had my best week of the year. I went 11-3.
That was good.
Bringing my record to 62-43-1. Taylor, you went 9-5.
That's even better than
bringing your record to 60-45-1. You're still in third place. And Josh now has a 1-game lead over me at 63-42-1. So we're all
This is where I start picking all the same games as Dan.
This is, dude. That's so fucking.
Yo, this is where I start getting really risky.
I'm gonna start asking you first now.
This is when I start getting really fucking risky because I want to win, or I'm getting a Dr. Pepper.
So a couple things before we get in from this past week. Josh Mohamed Sanu traded from the Falcons to the Patriots.
Yep, and I picked him up in my fantasy squad.
And the Patriots in turn today placed Josh Gordon on injured reserve with the designation to waive him once he returns from it. So he will be signing with another team once he is released. I thought Josh Gordon was close to done when they picked him up last year.
Yeah.
I was like, he's abused his body too much.
Yep.
It's very, very difficult to come back from that. As talented as he is, I really am rooting for him to do well because I think that, especially with things like addiction, you always want to see those guys kind of thrive.
Yeah.
But I think he kind of wore his body out, and you can't take that much time off.
Yep.
The other trade was your wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders going from the Broncos to the undefeated 49ers for a 3rd and a 4th round pick, and you sent them a 5th.
So part of me was super bummed about it because Emmanuel gave us 6 solid years. We got a Super Bowl there, and to be honest, he was like the unsung leader on offense.
He was a consistently underrated receiver, even going back to his time in Pittsburgh, and then even more so once he got to Denver.
Yeah. So just from sincerely from Broncos country, good luck, dude.
You live in New Jersey.
I really hope you fucking I really hope you do win a Super Bowl somewhere else. But, thank you for your service.
I told
pal.
you it was a very similar thing for me when the Dolphins traded Jarvis Landry. Like I'm still rooting for him.
When it was announced, when you texted me Sanders to the 49ers, I was like, good. Get him the fuck out. And then about 20 minutes later, I was like,
Yeah, this wasn't like a situation like Minka Fitzpatrick where I was like,
get him out.
Go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go
get
ahead,
out.
dude. Anything else? Sam Darnold saw ghosts.
Dude, part of me does feel bad because he's a kid. The Jets organization is so fucking pissed at ESPN for airing that.
Well, I don't blame him.
I don't either.
There's a side of me that actually almost feels bad for him, and then the other part of me that it is contradicting the almost. Just
yeah,
because fuck the Jets.
Wait, what did Evan Roberts say? Evan Roberts was like, "Why did the Jets have to suck on a national level? Why can't they just suck? Why can't they suck small like Washington?"
The scary thing is, if you're a Jets fan, is that comment could very well define Sam Darnold's career.
Yeah.
Just like the butt fumble defined Mark Sanchez. And that's not to say that Mark Sanchez was a great quarterback. But at this point in their careers, he was a significantly more successful quarterback than Sam Darnold. Better team, sure. But, Mark Sanchez holds the Jets quarterback record for playoff wins all time.
That's crazy.
But he's way more remembered for the butt fumble.
Yep.
And something like that. And the comment he made isn't a very uncommon comment. There's comments from Matt Ryan in interviews like, you got to make sure you're not seeing ghosts out there. Brett Favre has been on record saying, you see ghosts out there sometimes. But to say it in a game, and now guys are going to mock him. Like, oh, you seeing Ghost Boy? Like, shit like that.
It's almost as bad as the fucking assholes mocking Tariq Cohen.
Well, that was kind of funny. I kind of like that.
But you ran the dude over.
Yeah, but they lost.
Whatever.
But there's some other weird shit going on with the Jets. Their one offensive lineman that they're saying he's not that hurt, but two different surgeons are saying that he needs rotator cuff surgery, and now he's about to get into a legal dispute with the Jets because Adam Gase is trying to say he's not hurt, and they fined him for not practicing. They're saying he's just in pain, but two doctors are like, no, you have a torn labrum. So
torn labrum is like a serious injury.
CJ Mosley apparently shouldn't have played this week. He now has a worse groin injury. They said it's worse than a groin strain.
Listen,
and Ryan Khalil, they brought him out of retirement to be one of the worst offensive linemen in the league.
Dude, I don't know how Adam Gase still has a job, truthfully.
I want to remind you guys that the Jets have 5 offensive touchdowns this year. The Dolphins have 7.
So, real talk, I said this 1,000 times. He was great at getting Peyton Manning coffee, and that's about all he was.
Yeah, he had a great first year with Miami, and then after that, he got his quarterback hurt. We'll get into what happened to the Jets when we get to their game. So why don't we just start out? This Thursday night, the Washington Redskins at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings, 15.5-point favorites. Kirk Cousins, after we all buried him a few weeks ago, is now doing what Kirk Cousins does, where he makes you believe for a little bit. He's on a historic tear right now. In his last 3 games, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, almost 1,000 passing yards, completing 71% of his passes in that span. Josh, please, if you're going to steal my picks.
I'm going to go with the Vikings in this game because Washington's just that bad.
Yes, I
Same.
Yeah,
Minnesota.
okay. I didn't think we had to spend much time on that. The Redskins lost what was pretty much like a peewee football game to the 49ers. It was a lot of fun, despite being a 9-0 game. Just watching the guys slide all around. It was really cool.
So
I dug it.
There's a highlight of Ryan Kerrigan sliding easy 10 yards after Jimmy Garoppolo. And it's like, if he would have got him, that would have been the greatest sack of all time.
Yeah, dude. And then at the end, the last sack of the game that Nick Bosa got, then he slides. That was cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, that was I like.
All right, next game is the New York Giants at the Detroit Lions. The Lions 7-point favorites at home, coming off a loss to the Vikings, and the Giants getting game not as close as the final score indicated, getting decimated by the Arizona Cardinals, despite only 87 passing yards from Kyler Murray. You want to talk about seeing ghosts? Daniel Jones is starting to see some ghosts out there.
For real.
It wasn't fair by Giants fans to give him a stupid nickname after one game, to anoint him in the Hall of Fame after one game, and then be surprised.
You know what? That's just New York fans in general.
It's Giants fans. They're
No, it's New York fans.
No, it's New York
It's
fans.
New York
In
fans.
general.
You're right. They did the same with Sam Darnold's first game against the Lions last year. It's true.
No runs DMC, go all the way back to Earth, Wind,
what?
and Fire. Remember Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Earth, Wind, and Fire. No runs DMC. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie when they had him.
No, that was the Yankees.
What do you? Oh, no runs DMC. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so bad. The Dylan Betances and what's his name?
Andrew Miller,
and then Chapman. Yeah, no runs DMC.
Ew, dude.
Yeah, there's always stupid nicknames. The Flushing Five. I fucking hate them. I hate these nicknames, but I don't mind them if you earned it.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. Yeah, he didn't earn it. That's the same thing with the Danny Dimes thing. I said to someone, I was like, you're doing the same. You're giving this kid no chance to actually succeed because you already made him succeed in your fucking mind.
The LOB, the no-fly zone,
They
shit
earn
like
it.
that.
You
The steel curtain,
You earn
shit
it.
like that.
So the Giants again got decimated by the Cardinals.
They got decimated by Mike Francesa too.
Oh, they got
Hey,
decimated.
I just want to say thank you to the Giants for fucking me by 2 points on the over. Dick.
Yeah, that was nice.
Fuck you.
So the until this week, the Cardinals hadn't. The Cardinals defense, every quarterback that faced them posted over 100 passer rating, scored at least 28 points, I believe. Not this week. So the Giants lost to the Cardinals. The Lions put up a good fight against the Vikings, but came up short. Taylor.
Detroit. Detroit's a better team. That's all it is. And Detroit's too. I mean, last week was the first time Detroit played a pretty good team and actually just
Competed. They competed.
Well, they competed, but they also they just straight up lost.
Yeah, they lost.
You know what I mean? Like
there was no controversy,
no bad call, no nothing,
tie.
no ticky, no laundry.
Yeah.
So I have Detroit this week.
Josh,
they're due.
Yeah, I don't see the Giants going on a road and beating even a halfway decent team.
Yeah. Now,
so I'm going Detroit as well.
Now, question:
I'm taking Detroit also.
Do we know this status of Kerryon Johnson?
He's
left
on.
in the third
He's
quarter.
on IR right now.
Oh, they put him on IR.
He's on IR.
Okay, never mind then.
I
So,
don't
you
think
know.
that's going to make a huge difference.
No, I'm just saying.
David
I'm
Johnson
saying, like,
was out last week, and some kid no one ever heard of went off against the
No,
Giants.
because if Kerryon Johnson plays, I feel a little more. I feel better
sure.
about it, but still.
Yeah. All right. The next game is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Tennessee Titans. Tampa Bay coming off their bye week. The Titans coming off a win. And I against the Chargers. I told everyone Ryan Tannehill would replace Marcus Mariota.
Played well,
He
dude.
played well. He still had some of the same Ryan Tannehill tendencies, holding on to the ball too long, not sensing pressure, giving up a fumble on a sack, getting the ball tipped as he threw. but he's a way more aggressive downfield passer, and specifically, he's not afraid to throw the ball in the middle of the field, which is what Marcus Mariota does not like to do.
He's also very accurate
He's a very accurate downfield passer. He's probably a better arm than Mariota, I would say.
Easy.
But in this game, I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that coming off their bye week, the Titans being this team that's up, down, up, down, up, down, I think that trend will continue because it's also the same story of Ryan Tannehill's career. Up, down, up, down, up, down. The Titans offense hasn't really been good all year. The Bucs offense has shown they can score. I'm going to take Tampa Bay on the road in this one.
Okay. What's the spread on this game?
Tennessee are 2.5-point favorites at home.
I'll take the Titans just based on the spread.
Okay.
Honestly, I just think they'll cover.
This is a tough game. This is a very tough game because you can't trust either team.
Well, because you have two teams kind of in the bottom of their divisions, not really performing all that well.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay does have the ability just to air it out, but Tennessee also has the ability to grind it out.
Absolutely.
I like Tennessee's ground game.
Okay.
More.
The Falcons lost to the Titans. The Buccaneers are in the NFC South. The Buccaneers will win this game because I'll be able to read all about it on Facebook from a certain flight attendant friend of mine.
Is that the one that got mad at us for watching WWE?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You had to figure that one out. Okay, next game, the Los Angeles Chargers at the Chicago Bears. Now, before we get into that, has any player that's held out before... Have they ever maybe done more for themselves if they kept holding out? Because Melvin Gordon has been a disaster since coming back. He leads the league in carries less than 3 yards by a mile, and he missed the first 3 games. And that fumble at the goal line that would have won the game for the Chargers, disaster, costing himself all kinds of money. Disaster. I said it from the beginning when he held out. I'm like, he's being stupid. He's being really stupid.
I say it didn't help that Eckler and the other kid.
They won 4-0 without Gordon last year when he was hurt.
Yep.
So the Bears are 4-point favorites at home, which is a little surprising considering the Bears' offense is a clusterfuck. And Mitch Trubisky doesn't. Reminder that they traded up to take Mitch Trubisky over Deshaun Watson and over Pat Mahomes. So that's pretty funny. Despite that, I'm going to take the Chicago Bears this week at home. I think their defense is good enough to confuse a very, very confused Chargers offense that doesn't really know what it's doing. They can't seem to find a rhythm or a consistency. Their defense is still good enough. They got lit up by the Bears, but they also had some horrendous plays on the offensive side on their own end. I think this is the game where Matt Nagy figures out the offense and they get it going a little bit, but it'll be a close game.
It's a hard one for me to pick as well, but I definitely do have to go Chicago just based on the defense. What scares me is that Chicago has been so inconsistent defensively.
Yeah.
But they have the ability to be dominant.
And especially being at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
At Soldier Field, so it's going to be hard to pick against that.
Yeah.
But I do expect Austin Eckler to have at least 2 touches in this game, for sure.
Josh?
I'm taking the Bears.
Okay. We're all taking the Bears. Next game, Josh, I'll let you lead with this one. The Seattle Seahawks at the Atlanta Falcons.
All right.
Seahawks are 7-point favorites on the road.
So I was thinking about this. I could go with my guy Matt Schaub. He's been a Falcon he's been a Falcon several times throughout the course of his career. He threw almost 5,000 yards once.
Yes, he did.
Once.
But here's the thing about Matt Schaub today. He's garbage. The team fucking sucks. Everything about them is bad. Even Julio Jones is bad.
Devontae Freeman was trying to pick a fight with Aaron Donald, and he just picked him up.
You know what? I would say that I'm not looking forward to this game, but guess what I am? Because I'm going to get to see my guy, my quarterback, my MVP, and your New York Yankees second baseman, Russell Wilson, do his thing and win this game for his team, bolstering his MVP credentials for this year.
I swear, there's some things, like I said, there's some things you do that piss me off. That's definitely not one of them.
Taylor, who are you taking?
I Seahawks.
Seahawks. Okay, so we're all taking the Seahawks. Yeah,
good, dude.
The Seahawks definitely they got a wake up call against the Ravens this week. Lamar Jackson ran all over them, and they said they planned on stopping the run. Might say more about Lamar Jackson, but you also had Marcus Peters make an impact instantly with the pick six.
Lamar Jackson and Harbaugh. It's like, do you want to go for it? Yeah, coach, let's go for it. I love that. That's awesome.
Reminder of the quarterbacks taken in last year's draft that Lamar Jackson was the last one taken in the first round, which is pretty crazy. crazy.
I forget what team was the last at the bottom half of the first round when Lamar Jackson still wasn't taken. I'm like, he's going to be a Patriot, and we're screwed for another 15 years.
It had to be the Eagles because they won the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Right,
yeah.
but I'm saying the Pats were still at the bottom
and
of
the
that.
Ravens traded up.
Yeah, right. So the only other time I remember a quarterback getting me that hype, say what you want, but when Tim Tebow goes to the sideline and goes, there's only one person that carries the ball here, like that's a guy you're going to, like Lamar Jackson has cemented himself.
It's a guy you want to run through a wall for.
Exactly.
As a team. Yeah, and your offensive line is going to push that much harder or pull that much harder.
If I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, I'm very happy this is my guy moving forward.
I'd agree.
For real.
All right. Next game, the aforementioned New York Jets at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars got the win against the Bengals. The Jets
barely, dude. They barely covered 4.5.
They won though. And that's all that matters. The Jets didn't play on Monday night. They were there.
It was a high school team.
They were there, but they lost 33-0.
Do you think the Jets would lose to Alabama?
No. Don't start that shit again. Don't fucking start that college football shit.
I can't. But yeah, they would.
Bro.
I'd be rooting for Bama, and I hate them. Dude, so the Jaguars at home, 5.5-point favorites. Defense still playing pretty well. Minshew playing decently. Jets not doing anything well. The Cowboys win was a fluke. I'm sorry, it was a fluke. I don't believe it's actually a fluke. They won. Wins are wins. You are what your record says you are.
The
record says they're 1-5. They had that one win. The Cowboys lost. It's pretty simple. The Cowboys were going pretty poorly. They weren't giving Zeke the ball enough. And Jets just aren't a very good team. And now they're without their best defensive player besides Jamal Adams and C.J. Mosley. Sam Darnold just had his big toenail removed.
Big toe removed.
His big toe removed. That'd be great. It explains a lot. He had his big toenail
you see him
removed.
step back, he just falls over.
So they got to get him in like comfortable padded shoes. So I'm like, so he's not going to be able to step into his throws. I think the Jaguars are going to crush him.
What do he have? The fucking gout? What's his problem?
He's probably got an ingrown toenail. But
so what? So do I. Whatever, dude.
Yeah, but you're not a quarterback.
Doesn't matter.
You're not. It does matter.
No fucking
If you're a quarterback, like, dude, you're not having these fucking gigantic defensive linemen chasing you down, and you got to fucking move around and be right on your toes the entire time.
Suck it up, Dick. You get paid millions.
He won't be able to suck it up. The Jaguars are going to fucking crush him.
100%.
Crush him.
Yeah, no, I have the Jaguars by a landslide. Dude,
their defensive line is going to eat against the Jets. Le'Veon Bell, as good as he's been considering, he's not going to have shit.
Even though the Pats are on a historic run defensively, if you watch some of the game film and some of the blitzes that they put Sam Darnold's way,
they ran the same play every time. It was a cover zero blitz. Gaze did nothing. He didn't call it an audible. He didn't bring in an extra guy to block. He didn't slide the protection over. He didn't call a rollout. It was the same shit he did to Ryan Tannehill every single year. It doesn't bring in any protection. What happened to Tannehill? He got hurt twice because of it.
It was the easiest blitz to identify.
Cover zero blitz every time.
People in Madden, like literally Belichick played a Madden game.
Yeah, he's
Monday
like,
night.
this guy keeps trying to run deep passes on me. I'm just going to run a blitz.
Sure. Every time. Kyle Van Noy doesn't get blocked.
Dude, if people just keep running blitz on me in Madden, I just do quick passes. You run them to your running back. You do a rollout.
You run a halfback wheel.
Yeah, you're right. That's all.
Give the ball to Le'Veon Bell. Get him in space. Le'Veon Bell has been the only saving grace of that entire offense all season.
Absolutely.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Because Robbie Anderson stinks. You know what makes me happy?
Robbie Anderson can run one route.
From Tuesday till right now, Wednesday. Woo. Basically, nothing has made me happier.
Yesterday.
Shut up. Nothing has made me happier than listening to that piece of shit Beningo like Demaryius Thomas drops a ball wide open. Thanks, dude. I didn't see that for 8 fucking years in Denver. How does that fucking feel?
This is what I've been saying about
What's your beef with Joe Beningo?
He stinks. I always thought he stinks.
He's the only person in the world that doesn't like Beningo.
I've been saying this for years.
I don't believe that. I don't believe it's possible to
He doesn't
dislike
get
Joe
that
Beningo.
Beningo isn't a broadcaster. He's a fan. That became a broadcaster.
Because you put Beningo next to
Beningo is you.
No, he's not. It's not true.
He's you.
That's not true.
You sound like Beningo when he used to be a caller to fan and then eventually became a host.
That's not true at all. I fucking hate Beningo.
But what you're saying about Demaryius Thomas, and remember Quaz being all excited about him, like, dude, he's trash.
He's garbage.
He's trash. And I said the
he
same
drops
thing.
wide open passes.
I said the same thing to people when they got Adam Gase. I was like, I saw this motherfucker a lot. And I've been saying it to the Jets writers on Twitter. I seen it.
Listen,
I've been saying it to Jets writers on Twitter. I'm like, did you ever watch him coach in Miami? He got Tannehill killed.
I was so high on the Jets coming into the season, and then as second they got McCagnon fired,
better than this.
The second he got McCagnon fired, or even though McCagnon wasn't that great of a GM, I knew there was going to be so much dysfunction and this wasn't going to work.
Well, I mean, Leonard Williams has been garbage. He hasn't been garbage, but he hasn't been worth where he was picked. Quentin Williams has not been good this year.
Was he top 10 pick or something like that at the UFC?
Fourth or fifth that year.
He was a high pick.
Yeah, he's been solid. He's a good run defender, but they thought he'd be a pass rusher.
Also, to be fair, Quentin Williams hasn't played all that well this year either.
No, he hasn't. But we're all taking Jacksonville?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Next game, this is a good one, actually. The Philadelphia Eagles at the Buffalo Bills. The Bills coming back to beat the Miami Dolphins in the second half at home.
That's crazy.
The Eagles coming off a very, very bad loss to the Cowboys. Taylor.
Buffalo, because like I've been saying about Kansas City, and I've been eating crow on it ever since. Philadelphia is unraveling. Philadelphia stinks. They stink. Their defense stinks. Their offense stinks. Josh,
comment?
I'm thinking. I am gonna take the Bills.
Josh, care to give a statement?
No.
I'm gonna take the Eagles. Couple reasons. If the Miami Dolphins could be within winning distance of the easily. Can you? You can't spell Philadelphia.
The
Dolphins probably should have beaten the Eagles realistically, with a very limited offensive weapons, very limited defensive weapons, and I'm not saying the Eagles have them, but despite their record, I think the Bills have not been overly impressive in the teams they've beaten, I'll say. Barely beat the Bengals, barely beat the Dolphins. This is going to be the first team that will be able to go tit for tat point-wise. That's going to force Josh Allen to throw up some points on him. They're not going to the Dolphins only put up what on them? 17? 17? Okay. Philadelphia will put up more. This is the first decent offense they're facing in a while. And while Josh Allen's playing well, he hasn't played great. He hasn't. It's as simple as that.
No,
he hasn't put together a full 4 quarters.
No, he hasn't been the quarterback that they drafted.
He's been perfect for this team.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
He has not been a quarterback that makes the team that much better. And despite yes, I agree the Eagles haven't been good. They do have a good coaching staff.
Well,
and I think the coaching staff will exploit this. I think that this will be the game where the Eagles stay relevant. I think the Eagles will be I think the NFC East can be won at 9-7 this year.
Easy.
And I think easily you could see the Eagles finish at 8-8, the Cowboys at 9-7, or vice versa. I think this will be a game the Eagles win because the Bills, they're like, we only lost to the Patriots, and they had this is a letdown game.
And only by 6 points.
Out of the conference, out of the division, just came off a dramatic second half comeback. This is a letdown game. Eagles win.
It definitely is a letdown game, so I definitely don't disagree with you.
They're only 1.5 point favorites at home.
I mean, again, that's a pick 'em. I just think Tre'Davious White is going to eat.
Yeah, he had a great game last week.
Good.
But it's also not Ryan Fitzpatrick throwing the ball, who leads the league in end zone interceptions, or red zone interceptions in the last 4 years.
I'll tell you what. And Quaz has been mad at us all season about the whole Carson Wentz thing because we're 100% right. Carson Wentz is a very, very, very good
top 10 quarterback.
Easy. But he's having an off year. So
he's still having a good year. He had a bad game. Going into last week, he had 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 65% completion percentage.
You need to back me up one Sunday at Doctor's house because every Sunday we're there, and every single time they do red zone, it's Wentz throwing an interception or having a bad play.
He only has 3 interceptions this year.
It's having a bad play, and literally all you hear is Quaz from across the room. Carson Wentz top 10 quarterback.
I want him to name. He also said Pat Mahomes wasn't a great quarterback because he only had 1 year.
No, listen, and that's
his bar is still thinking Joe Namath was a good quarterback, and he wasn't.
Well, Joe Namath was a good celebrity.
He was a good celebrity, and he was a good AAF quarterback.
Yeah.
All right.
Facts.
So we're all. I'm taking the Eagles. You guys are taking the Bills.
See.
Next game is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Los Angeles Rams in London. 13-point favorites in London for the Rams.
9 in the morning. 10.
1, 2, 3. Rams. Thanks, Josh. Chiming in. Josh just went. He just shook his head. He went. Rams. Amy, smart.
Stop eating my sesame cake.
All right. Next game,
Congo, dude.
The Arizona Cardinals at the New Orleans Saints. I'm a little surprised at this spread.
What is
the
it?
Saints are 9.5 point favorites at home.
It should be higher, no?
Josh, your division, you pick.
The Arizona Cardinals are a team that beat the Atlanta Falcons this year, and the Saints are a team in the NFC South, which is the division that the Atlanta Falcons in. Therefore, the Saints will win this game because Bob is going to tweet me immediately after.
Did you see your Instagram from Bob last night? All the 28-3 things?
No, I might have Bob restricted on Instagram. I'm not sure.
Okay, whatever.
Awesome.
Taylor.
Who's playing again?
Arizona at New Orleans.
Okay, I had to think about it for a second. It's New Orleans.
Yeah.
I would
by the way, guys, there is a chance that Drew Brees plays this week.
So, okay, if Drew Brees plays this week, I would take the spread. If not, just take New Orleans.
Yeah, I actually think Arizona may cover this because they've been looking pretty decent. I think the Saints win this one outright.
I gotta say outright, and it's me. Maybe I'm being a jerk, which is highly likely.
You're a jerk.
Kyler Murray annoys the shit out of me. I don't know what it is.
I think I know what it is.
What? That I'm a height supremacist?
Word that rhymes with height.
No, wrong.
Right.
Stop. I know what you're saying. Just stop it, because that's not true. What the fuck did you just say?
Shmuley Boutte.
Oh my god.
We love Shmuley Boutte.
Dude, I don't know what it is. Like, I just don't.
I don't know either. I like watching him.
No, I don't get it. He just annoys the shit out of me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really like those kinds of quarterbacks.
Scrambling? Like
Yes.
Tim Tebow? Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't like scrambling quarterbacks either.
I like scrambled eggs.
What?
That's not true.
Grow up.
I love scrambled eggs.
The next game is
grow up.
the Oakland Raiders at the Houston Texans, one of the most consistently inconsistent teams in the league, in the Houston Texans.
Pissing me off,
and the Raiders, who are just not that good. Derek Carr still doesn't know how to hold the ball running into the end zone. How do you do that twice in your career?
Dude,
the same fucking thing. The same fucking thing, you stupid jerk off.
So can I ask before we pick, do you think that's a dumb rule?
Yes, in theory I do. I don't think it should be brought back right to the 1. I think it should be brought back to like the 25-yard line.
I'm saying like how he fumbles out and it's a touchback other team's ball.
No, I don't like that. I think that you should retain possession and it should go back to like the 25-yard line, but it still remains. It's like now it's
whatever down
third and goal, whatever at the 25-yard line.
So if that was second down, it fumbles out the back of the end zone. Now it's third and goal.
Yeah,
but back at the
25.
that makes more sense because now it's a turnover.
I don't like the idea of the turnover, or it should just if you want to flip it, really make it fucked up and make you protect the ball, make it a safety, even though it's not the opposite end. Make it some type of penalty.
Actually, have it be more. Have it hold a little more weight. Yeah,
because
if points change.
I don't like it being a turnover personally. But in this game, the Texans, I picked against them this past week because I said it would be a letdown game for them, and sure enough, they let Deshaun Watson get his ass kicked after keeping him clean for 2 weeks. I'm going to take the Texans in this one because I don't think much of the Raiders. They're 6.5-point favorites at home. The Texans have been doing this thing where they win 2 games, they lose 1, they win 2. That's kind of what their pattern is, and they have to keep up with the Colts right now, especially after losing. I told you guys they can't beat the Colts and they can't stop T.Y. Hilton, and they couldn't stop Jacoby Brissett and that amazing catch that Eric Ebron made in the end zone.
That was
one-handed
ridiculous.
grab. So I'm taking the Texans in this one.
How mad is Detroit that Ebron did not play anything close to that?
I mean, maybe they didn't use him right, and maybe honestly the other side of it. And my buddy Steve, who's a Lions fan, brought this up. Maybe Stafford in that case, he throws a little too hard for a tight end like that. Stafford's got one of the sickest arms in the league, so maybe it was just one of those things. And he's also not a great middle of the field thrower. He's a vertical passer.
I mean, if you take a look at Calvin Johnson's fingers now, they're all broken.
Exactly.
What do you think, why?
So who are you taking in this one?
100%. I'm going to take the Houston Texans. I will never take the Raiders because I fucking hate the Raiders.
Cool.
Not as much as I hate Kansas City, but I do hate the Raiders.
Okay.
Fuck them.
Josh.
I'm going to take the Texans as well. Raiders stink.
Yeah. I mean, they have 3 wins, but one of them's over Denver. That tells you everything.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, next game is the Carolina Panthers on a roll, sticking with Kyle Allen at quarterback.
They should.
Against the undefeated San Francisco 49ers, Emmanuel Sanders' new home. 49ers are 5.5-point favorites at home. Josh.
Okay, so a little bit different this time because the 49ers have not beat the Falcons yet. But the head coach of the 49ers is Kyle Shanahan, who once led the Atlanta Falcons to have a historic top 10 all-time NFL offense.
Yeah, dude. What happened? They made the playoffs that year. They won the division, right?
They won 7 straight games.
And they won the NFC.
They won the NFC.
And they went to the Super Bowl.
Matt Ryan was the MVP of the league that year.
They won the Super Bowl.
They did not.
Oh, they
not.
didn't. Wait.
Someone told me at halftime.
I went to sleep, and it was 28-3.
Yeah, at halftime, somebody told me, hey, man, don't worry. They've got this. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, they're right. And then I sat back down on the couch, and Taylor watched me.
Yep.
And I watched the game. And the
you came home
scored.
with me that night.
I don't remember what happened.
I don't remember what happened either.
Fuck.
It was just a fucking. It was a blur. Anyway, the Falcons decided when the game was still in their hands, hey, you know what? instead of running the ball on this 3rd and short, let's try to pass it.
And that was Kyle Shanahan, who's now the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. So who won that Super Bowl ultimately?
The New England Patriots.
Against who?
The Atlanta Falcons.
And what score did they blow?
They blew a 28-3 lead.
Hey, but it was also. But to be fair, you guys were part of history because it was the first.
That is fucking
it was the first Super Bowl that went to overtime.
It was,
and then James White got a touchdown, and the Falcons lost.
Sure did.
You remember that?
And then Kyle Shanahan bolted. Went to San Francisco, had a bad year, but now he's fucking 6-0, and Jimmy Garoppolo is the Garoppolo goat, as we all know.
Okay, another stupid nickname.
Therefore,
that's a good nickname.
It doesn't matter who wins this game because either way, the Falcons fucking suck.
Either way, the Falcons still blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl.
So I'm gonna pick the 49ers because fuck the Panthers and
go to hell.
Fuck me, right?
Taylor,
and go to hell.
Yeah, Taylor.
I'm gonna stick with the San Francisco 49ers.
We have way too many similar picks this week.
It's one of those things, and listen, I said it last year. I do think Shanahan was a good coach, and I do think losing your starting running back,
they just had a ton of injuries on both sides of the ball
and
last year.
Even with C.J. Beathard and all these guys playing well last year, San Francisco, they are for real. It's scary how good they are. It's old school. Like they remind me of the 49ers team with like Patrick Willis, Alex Smith, Michael Crabtree.
Those weren't very good teams until that last year,
right? But what I'm saying is like until Harbaugh got there, ironically. But yeah,
one pissed Harbaugh.
That's still that's one joke that wasn't funny. Now it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, San Francisco, just be careful. Christian McCaffrey could go off again.
Yeah, I'm also taking the 49ers here. I will also go on record again. This is going back to the stupid nicknames. Please don't call him Garoppolo until he does something. He is the most handsome man in the NFL. I will not take that away from him.
First of all, the Garoppolo is at least a good nickname. Danny Dimes is fucking stupid.
Is it?
Garoppolo Goat?
But
it's good, dude.
It's not.
No, it is.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
It's not good.
No, it's a good nickname.
Not good.
No, it's a
Why
good
is it
nickname.
good? Tell me the context in which him being the GOAT makes sense.
I'm not saying he's not already.
It's part of the nickname, so
Shut
it's not good.
up. Let me explain, goddammit.
He hasn't done shit yet. Can we not give... My point is, if he's great, it's a good nickname. If he... Wait
They're 6-0.
Dude, they were calling him that last year before he did shit.
What are you talking about? He went 3-0 before he got hurt.
He
hasn't lost yet.
He got hurt.
He hasn't lost yet in a 49ers uniform. He hasn't lost yet.
He got hurt. He hasn't
Hasn't he not lost in a New England uniform either?
He hasn't lost in the NFL yet.
No, that's not true. He hasn't lost a game. Look it up again. I'm telling you because they ran his numbers. The 49ers lost a game with him last year. They weren't 3-0.
That's not true. They went like 2 or 3-0.
When they traded for him 2 years before, they went 3-0, and then last year they started 1-2 before he got hurt.
Hold on, I'm almost positive. Well, if anything, he's lost one game in like 15 starts.
I don't think people should be getting nicknames until they do something consistently in this league. He has what, one full season of starts under his belt? This was like Colin Sanchez, who did more in the NFL to that point than Jimmy Garoppolo. Stop giving guys nicknames before they do anything. Please. It's ridiculous. It is absurd. Danny Dimes, Sanchez, Dark Knight. It's all fucking stupid. It's stupid. Don't call Miguel Andujar Miggy. He's not.
That one's dumb. That one's dumb.
No, but there's only one Miggy.
Listen, there is precedent.
There can't ever be the man.
There is precedent because everybody just gets a Y on the end of their name, and that's what the Yankees do.
Stupid also. The Grandy man sucks.
Okay, listen, he's 9-1 as a starter for San Francisco.
He hasn't even played a full season as a starter yet. You're giving him a nickname, calling him the GOAT. That's my point. Let him have his moment before you give him unfair standards to live by.
I'm not giving him standards. I'm giving him a funny nickname.
Flacco Goat. There you go, Flacco Goat. He's done more than Jimmy Garoppolo, so call him that. Flacco's closer to the Hall of Fame than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, because he's been in the NFL for 10 fucking years.
Thank you. Nicknames should not be given until you do something in this league. Sanchez is more merited than Garoppolo.
First of all, you're being way too sensitive about this.
No, I'm not. I'm being sensible. Not sensitive, sensible. You're being adult.
I said it was a good nickname because it's fucking brilliant.
It's not brilliant.
It's a play on his name. It's not like this. Sanchez is fucking. It's a good
me calling you tall, dark, and handsome. None.
All three of those things I am.
Wait. You just said it's good because it's a play on his name, and then you bring up Sanchez, which is a play on his name.
Yes, listen. It's also
you're on my side now.
It's a good nickname. It doesn't mean he's the actual franchise. It's a good nickname. That's all I meant by it. Is he the GOAT? No.
Then why should he get the nickname? Danny Dimes is more sensible because he throws dimes.
To the other team! What are you talking about?
And he's the GOAT of nothing. He's the GOAT of handsomeness. Fine, you're right. He's a good nickname because you think he's hot, you fucking fruit cup.
You think he's fucking hot. You're the one who said he was hot.
I agree with you.
You said he was the most handsome. I agree with you. Immediately turns it around. You're such a piece of shit.
I'm wittier than you. Sorry.
Oh, are you?
You know I am.
I don't give a shit what you are.
Grow up. Okay.
Tell me to grow up. I've been. I want to
do something.
I'm not.
Do something, twat. Next game.
You really just called me out.
The Denver Broncos at the Indianapolis Colts.
Thank you.
The Colts are 6-point favorites at home. This is your team, Taylor. After picking them to beat the Chiefs last week, and saying that they had no pass rush, Frank Clark had 4 sacks
against a really bad offensive line.
I know that. Awesome. The Colts. Josh? Colts, okay.
Yeah, Frank Clark had 4 sacks against Garrett Bowles, the worst left tackle in the game.
Well, everyone had 4 sacks that game.
It's fucking terrible, dude.
The next game is the Cleveland Browns at the New England Patriots. Patriots 12.5-point favorites at home. Patriots on a historic pace right now defensively. If their offense didn't score a single point this year, they'd be 3-3-1. That's how many points their defense has scored for them.
When did you tell me that? Earlier today?
I think yesterday I probably told you. They'd be 3-3-1. Their only defense that is outpacing them in point differential is the 1920 Buffalo All-Americans, who at this point had a plus 210 point differential.
We'll talk about clever nicknames.
And that was also when the quarterback also was the place kicker, the defensive back as well. So their defense is doing unbelievable things right now. They've had a very soft schedule, to be fair. The best offense they played is the Steelers without Ben Roethlisberger.
And
yeah, exactly. So there is a little bit of a mix there, but their defense looks great. The Browns coming in off their bye week. This could be that kind of game that happens to the Patriots once a year.
Yeah, they definitely get caught.
I don't think it's this week.
No.
I don't think so. I think the Browns are just entirely too sloppy.
What's the spread?
12.5 points at home.
I don't like that spread.
I think the Browns will cover it. I think the Browns will cover 12.5.
I'm looking as the favorite. Like I'm saying, like the New England will cover. Right,
I think the Browns will cover. Will lose.
The Browns could. Yeah.
I think the Browns will cover 12.5 because I think this is the best offense they've played so far.
Yeah, right.
And I think this is when Kareem Hunt comes back as well.
Well, I hope so.
Hunt's back this week.
I have to because I might start him. I don't know.
I believe he's back this week.
Do that, or I have fucking Gilman from the Giants.
Yeah, but I still think the Patriots are going to win. I do think there's some really interesting stuff happening as far as not that it affects this season, but the possible Tom Brady exodus, whether it's retirement or another team. But there is some validity to this. Adam Schefter.
Team?
There's some weird stuff. He set his contract up to void after this year, to straight up void.
Really?
Yeah, and he put his New England home on the market. So, and Adam Schefter, it's not the clickbait thing. Adam Schefter reported this. Adam Schefter's not a clickbait.
No,
dude.
not
He's
at all.
usually very legit.
Yeah.
You know what team would be great for Tom Brady if he decided? Apparently, some people think he wants to prove that he can win without Belichick. There's been a rift for the last few years between Kraft, Belichick, and Brady.
Well, that started a couple years ago with Garoppolo.
Yeah, exactly. He forced Garoppolo out.
Yeah.
You know what team would be perfect for Brady? Chicago Bears.
Really though,
defense is there. It's a team that relies on the running game more often than not.
Actually, now that you say that, imagine Brady. Imagine Brady with with that offense. Would make it.
I'm just saying. I don't know if it's. I think it's more likely he retires.
I don't see him playing for anyone else but New England.
I don't know. And I always thought that Belichick and Brady would retire at the same time. I think that maybe he knows Belichick's going to retire at the end of the year, and he doesn't want to play for the Patriots for anyone else.
Yeah.
For any other coach, rather.
Well, I mean, if McDaniels takes the head coach, I would think he would stay. Then no,
maybe I don't know, but it's going to be something interesting to see as the season goes on.
Yeah.
Next game is the Green Bay Packers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Packers coming off a really, really impressive win. Aaron Rodgers had the best game.
Did we actually pick who we were?
We all took the Patriots, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Patriots?
Are you going to take Cleveland?
No, I'm...
So take Cleveland. Do it.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take Patriots.
Oh, you dick.
Okay, so yeah, that's why I didn't even ask. I figured we were all taking the Patriots. So now it's the Green Bay Packers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Packers with Aaron Rodgers having the best game of his career, perfect passer rating. And they're 4.5-point favorites. Don't hold me to this, but Patrick Mahomes practiced today, and there is a chance that he plays on Sunday.
That changes everything.
he is a freak of nature when you look at him, the way he's built, and the fact that they popped it back into place. I think they should give it at least a week, personally.
The fact he walked off.
I mean, he's a freak. I mean, they popped it back in on the field. It was fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it was gross.
I'm still going to take the Packers. I love what they're doing. I think that Matt LaFleur has figured out the way he's going to let Aaron Rodgers run this offense, despite having no wide receivers. I think there's a chance that the Packers make a trade before this game for Mr. Kenyon Drake. I think Kenyon Drake will be going to the Lions or the Packers in a trade. But I think despite that, I don't think Pat Mahomes is going to play. I don't think it's worth risking, even if he's practicing. Matt Moore can thrive if the game is close. I don't think it's going to be that close. I think the Packers know how to exploit them. I think they have the right way, they match up the right way, so I'm taking the Packers.
I think it's just the Packers' defense is what's going to.
The running game, I think, is a big part of it too.
Yeah, and I think just the way Aaron Jones has really played out of his mind this season.
The Packers' offensive line has been amazing.
Well,
this year.
that's what I'm saying.
Amazing.
And when Kansas City's pass rush comes up against a good offensive line, they're not nearly as great.
Yeah, exactly.
So, especially with Aaron Rodgers' ability to get out of the pocket, extend the play, and really throw on the
Step
run,
up in the pocket.
Like the only other person that could do that is Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes, yeah.
So I see Green Bay winning. They're in our pick'em pool for You Watch I Listen. They are at my number one confidence because I just don't trust it.
Oh, my number one was New England.
No, I know. I say number one as in my least confident.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Josh.
I haven't done my picks in that pick'em pool in like 2 weeks.
I know. I saw that.
I was saying, no wonder why you're you
in the
dropped
bottom.
far, dude. 0.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the Packers. I got to figure even. Maybe they're trying to do some misdirection because you got a game plan differently.
I'm so mad at you. We have all the same picks. Oh, no, we have one different one. You fucking douche.
Oh, I'm not doing it on purpose.
I know you are.
But what am I?
Liar.
Okay.
Plans for hire.
You got a game plan differently for Patrick Mahomes than you do for anybody. So maybe it's just a little bit of misdirection attempt by Andy Reid.
That's a good point. Very good point.
So yeah, I got
astute observation.
It's one of those. If Matt Moore is starting, pencil it in. Green Bay.
Yeah. All right, the final game, and you have a bet to settle with me because I told you last week that the Dolphins would cover 17.5 in Buffalo.
I didn't say they wouldn't. I said I didn't.
We shook hands on this.
No, I said it would be a good bet. I'm saying is I wasn't confident.
Sure. Yeah, you didn't say no shot.
That's
but
no shot.
You took the bet. Please pay up.
Okay, so I think what was the bet? One Big Mac.
Give me my Big Mac.
One cold Big Mac.
That?
Not right now, later. But this is my Big Mac. Thank you, Taylor. Taylor, please pose next to it. Okay, I need a screenshot of that later.
Okay. Pay my debts.
No, that's just your profile picture.
I'll do it.
That's what I'm going to put in your prayer card. That picture.
I have great friends.
All right, so this game now, the Monday night game, and I guarantee you it'll be better than this past week's Monday night game. The Miami Dolphins at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers coming off their bye, 14.5-point favorites. Josh.
Steelers.
Got the Dolphins.
I got the fucking Miami Dolphins. I think that they're starting to figure out
how to kind of win a game.
Almost there. They're figuring out the things they have to do to get close to a win. And I think if it's any time they're going to do it, it's this game or the Bengals game, or they're going to beat the Jets at least once, for sure.
What's that fucking kid's name that's playing linebacker for Michigan State? Devin Bush?
Yeah.
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, he's been a great addition to that defense, so just look out for that, and I really think that, like I said, we're waiting for the Fitzmagic game. It's going to happen. It was
close this week. It was almost there. But the Steelers' offense isn't necessarily impressive. They're getting Xavier Howard and Rashad Jones back this week. They're starting to do some decent things on defense. They're getting a little. Taco Charlton has been a great addition to the team, getting him from Dallas. I'm not confident whatsoever.
Nah,
the moments I have to pick my team where I actually feel like there's a chance, I think 14.5 is an absurd spread. For the way the Steelers have played this year, they only have 2 wins. And there's people still oh, they might do it. The Steelers just get respect because they're the Steelers. This will be a close game, but I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Yeah, I got the Dolphins.
Steelers, Dolphins. All right. So again, we're only separated by 3 games in total. You're 3 games behind Josh. You're 2 games behind me, and I'm 1 game behind you. We only have 2 different picks this week. I would love it if I catch up to you. I can't wait till one of us has to get a tattoo.
It's probably going to be me.
Where I've been all year, I'm confident it won't be me.
Yeah.
But you're starting to blow it.
I am.
You got closer.
You know the thing is, though,
I'm better as the season goes on with picks.
If I lose, it's not really a loss for me.
Oh, you don't know what you're getting tattooed yet. That's the thing.
Yeah,
it could very well be a loss. I know all your ex-girlfriends. That's all I'm saying.
No. No, come on.
You think I would do that?
No, I don't
Yes.
think
You think I would do that? I would do it to you. I wouldn't do it to him. You'll get something good, like a plum, like a scallion.
You know,
a scallion.
I just want to get a math problem tattooed.
Oh, I got
right
it.
here.
You're gonna get Larry Castor's face tattooed.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Dylan?
Maybe.
All right. This is episode 74. You watch, I listen. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Peace out.